What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a fun little just feeding all of my fish videos. You know, I've got some food prepped on the side here, a little snacks and stuff for the fish. So let's take you along and feed every single one of my fish tanks. Okay, so we are going to start with my 180-gallon South American type-ish aquarium that houses my Ultim angels, my red shoulder, redback Manicapuru angelfish, some Priscilla tetras, some red phantom tetras, cories, catfish, a whiptail catfish, as well as my gold denison barbs and my rope fish. That's why I call it a South American-ish tank, because the rope fish are not South American, and I don't think the gold denison barbs either. So today on the menu for these guys, we have a nice little snack. I have thawed out a bunch of bloodworms here for them. Now again, I don't usually feed this regularly. This is more of a snack for a lot of the fish. I usually try to do Vibra-Bites is kind of like their staple. That's what they really, especially the Ultims, they absolutely love this stuff. And then I also, you know, will throw in some pellets. I have Ken's cichlid pellets and stuff like that, as well as frozen brine shrimp, Artemia, stuff like that. I will feed that to them as well. But the bloodworms, it's a nice little snack for them. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump some of this towards the back here where the wave maker is. That way they can get the scent. A lot of the water kind of just came out, so you know what? We'll throw in that little clump there. There was a little clump that was still kind of frozen, so I'm gonna pick you guys up and show you guys the angels eating. Okay, so you can see the little clump of bloodworms kind of floating around there. It's getting pushed around, and it is thawing out, so there we go. These guys are picking at it nicely. Look at that. There's that red shoulder Manicapuru. Sorry for the glare. All the other tank lights are on as well. Let me see, maybe if I stand here. There we go, that's a little better. These Ultims are just gorgeous fish. Definitely my favorite fish in the fish room. And then, you know, they'll melt, scattered throughout the tank, and the rest of the fish will eat as well. Here are some of the rope fish. There's one of my little guys there. Here's my smaller Ultim angel. And then you see some of the red phantom tetras there, the Priscilla tetras. Another angel. Look at this guy. Look at that. Gorgeous fish. My cories. Even my plecos coming out. There's one of my bristle noses. This is the smaller of the two. The larger guy is actually over here. Let's there he is. That's his tail at least. But he is huge. And these guys are definitely enjoying that little snack of bloodworms. Love feeding these guys. The angels are like just easily my favorite fish. Next on the feeding agenda is going to be my left 75-gallon tank that has my swordtail project that I'm working on, as well as my black Schultz cory, my stir-by cory, one little discus, and what else is in here? One pencil fish. But the primary fish in here are the cories. Oh, and there's my plecos in here too, duh. There's a pair of lemon blue eyes and 5 L397 tiger alinker plecos. So let's dump some of these in there. There you go. And these guys will pick at it. They may not come in to eat right away just because I am right here, but you can see the clump of bloodworms right there. These guys will eventually pick at that. And just like I said, they're picking at it. Stuff's coming down to the bottom. The cories haven't kind of gotten the scent of it just yet. It's only been maybe 20 seconds, but swordtail's going at it. There's the alpha female. There's the little discus. There is a ruby red male there. I've got my cauliflower female back there. Then my stir-by cory in the back kind of swimming around. They're going to start getting the scent and coming to eat very shortly. And while we wait for that other 75 for the cories to kind of get the scent, figured let's feed the next 75, which houses my 11 Ultim angels, the babies that I'm growing out for the 180. These guys, look at that. These guys love eating. These guys are really voracious little eaters. They're just, anything I put in the tank, they go at it, which I'm really happy about, because my other Ultims they were more you know, they took a liking to the vibrobites a little too much, and that ended up becoming the only thing they wanted to eat. So let me get a close-up on these guys eating for you. Here these guys are just pecking at these bloodworms. These guys look like little birds, just or chickens pecking at the ground. They love this stuff. The L236s in this tank will come out eventually. I also have my Nanostoma Senepa Super Reds in here with a pair of Super Red Bristlenose Plecos, Gold Laser Cories, Duplicarius Cories, and False Spot Cories in here as well. So I honestly may need to feed a little more for this tank just because there are so many fish, and these Ultims eat like they're little garbage dispensers. They will just eat everything that they possibly can. So after this, I may thaw out a little bit more and get some food to the bottom for the rest of the fish. As you can see here, some of the cories are already starting to come out. They're smelling the bloodworms. And this one Ultim obviously is picking off the floor because he doesn't want to compete with the rest of these guys up here. Just look at these guys. Next tank on the feeding agenda is the 40-gallon that is right down below. This has my 5 rummy nose tetras, 1 male beta, my L046 zebra plecos, my L519 honeycomb plecos, red laser cories, and flagtail panda cories. So let's give these guys just a little bit of bloodworms. Again, there's not many fish in this tank, so that is more than enough for them. They honestly may not even come out to eat right away just because there are so few fish in here. The beta is obviously going to go to town. The rummy noses will come out, but the cories and the plecos, they don't come out that frequent. They hide a lot. I think I need to get some more dither fish in here for them to feel more comfortable. So I'm going to go ahead and just let this tank be, let them find their food, come out, and we'll feed the next tank. Now to my 20-gallon long. This has my black chin live bearers, my silver tip tetras, CPDs, Habrosus cories, Hastatus cories, Habrosus cories, pygmy cories, and orange Venezuelan cories. So let's give these guys a nice little feast. Let them eat up and get nice and fat and plump and ready for breeding, because that's really what I want to do. I want to spawn a lot of these fish, so I want to fatten them up and get them ready to go. You can see here my female silver tip tetra is already chowing down. There are some baby CPDs in there munching. There goes a female black chin live bear munching as well. And then my orange Venezuelan cories are gonna make an appearance. These guys are really pretty fish. Now the next two tanks, these are two 10 gallons here. This tank I haven't shown you guys yet. The last video that you guys seen of the fish room, this was empty, I'm pretty sure. So I just recently put in here my 6 dwarf neon rainbows. There are 4 males and 2 females, along with a spawning mop that I made here to try and get these guys to spawn. They are still kind of young, so they may not. I may have to grow them out a little bit more before I can spawn them. But nonetheless, let's feed these guys their bloodworms as well. There's not many fish in there, so I will only do a little bit. Let's see if I can get a little bit more to come down here. There we go. Perfect. So that is more than enough food for these 6 guys to just munch and get nice and full on. We're going to go ahead and feed this 10-gallon tank as well that has my 8 Serpe tetras and 3 more Sturby cories. So let's get some food in for these guys. There we go. You can see these Serpe tetras. Again, just hungry little guys. They eat like little piranhas. It's so cool to watch. You know, these bigger bodied tetras just go to town on the food. In this tank specifically, I have a UV sterilizer in there that's kind of really circulating the water and blowing it around, so the food is just going all over the place, making these guys kind of chase it, whatever. Granted, they've never seen the wild, but it's fun to see them just have to chase the food around and, you know, actually work for their food. Here you can see these guys just going to town, just all over the place. I have one super big, I think it's a female. I don't know if it's bloat that she's got or what, but that's why they're in quarantine right now. I do want to medicate this tank. And they put a little salt in here, but they eat very good. They eat like they've never eaten before, but. And then next door here, we've got the rainbows. There you saw one of the males there. And again, these guys just really pretty little fish. Can't wait to spawn them. colors on these guys. Unlike other rainbows, I feel like they hold their color throughout the entire day. Obviously, they're more colored up in the mornings, but these guys are a rainbow that I feel like holds their color good throughout the day, so you actually get to see the nice colors. Okay, last tank, freshwater tank on the agenda is my upstairs 75-gallon Discus tank with my cardinals. We are going to give these guys another serving of bloodworms. They're going to get the rest of these. There's a lot of fish in here that need to eat. These Discus are massive, so as you can see, the female still isn't looking too great, but she is eating. Let's see. I'll do just a little bit more, actually. Now, I'm not going to give it all to them, but a little more. There we go. The rest of this can go into the Ultim tank downstairs. That way I don't have to thaw out any more food. But you can see I have my Cardinal Tetras, my Parva Rainbows, my Gold Rams. I have a pair of regular German Blue Rams in there. And there's a group of L134 Leopard Frog Plecos in here also. These guys will pick at this. I may actually need to give them some more. Holy crap. Here, let me do that. A little bit more. That's fine. Don't want to give them too much. Again, the bloodworms aren't the healthiest, so just a quick little snack for them. Let's go ahead and just finish off these last little bit of bloodworms for the Ultim tank one more time. There we go. Get that going in there. These guys will pick at that and just get a nice little snack. Next tank here is my Reef tank. So this tank is actually going to be very fun to feed because not only do I have to feed the fish, but I get to feed some of my coral too. So I went ahead and thawed out a bunch of, I believe it's mysis shrimp or Artemia, whatever, mysis shrimp, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and feed the fish, but I'm also going to grab my pipette and show you guys me feeding my anemones, my Duncans, stuff like that. So it's super cool to watch these things eat. You know, you don't really think of them as something that needs to eat actual food, but they will eat this stuff, and it is super, super neat to see. Okay, so I went ahead and just dumped some of the water from in here into the tank just to kind of chum it up a bit so they can get the smell. Now I have this pipette where I kind of just cut the end of it a little bit so it's a little wider to fit the actual shrimp in it. And I just like to, with the fish, go about and feed them like this just because I want to make sure they're all eating. You know, these clowns, they are gluttons. And they will eat all the food if I let them. So I don't let them. My fire shrimp is coming out too. So these guys get their nice little meal of mysis shrimp. There we go. Again, I did lose some of my clowns in here as well as my yellow canary wrasse, which is unfortunate, but it's not going to stop me. You know, it's part of the hobby. Unfortunate things do happen, but I will come back hopefully with my canary wrasse again. No more clowns. Learned my lesson there. These 4 clowns have been living in harmony, so that's going to be it for that. And then I also want, again, just a few more fish, maybe a cleaner wrasse and my royal grama. Those are like really the only fish that I know of for sure that I want. But we'll let these guys get their food. Now I'm going to set the camera up for a nice close-up on the, I'm going to do my rainbow bubble tip anemone here, where my pipette is. I'm going to feed that one first, and then I'll go down and feed my rock flower anemones, and then my Duncans too, because the Duncans will actually eat some of this stuff also. Okay, so my bubble tip anemone is a little closed up just because it got a tickle of some of the mysis shrimp from the power head, but we're going to go ahead and directly feed it some more so it can actually eat. And you see how it closes up. It's using the its little tentacle things to just bring the food into its mouth. I suggest you get away from there, Coral Beauty. Here, take some more food here. And you can see that's kind of like, I think that's part of its foot, I'm not too sure, but it is super closed up now, and it's just eating, again, that mysis shrimp that I just fed. And the rock flower anemones kind of do something similar. So let me go ahead and just show you guys how the rock flower anemones look when they are eating. Here we have my little rock flower anemone garden. I'm gonna go ahead and just suck up some shrimp for these guys. And I'm gonna feed this guy here on your left first, just because it is the easiest to see. And I will just tickle its little tentacles And there it goes. It is going to go ahead and just bring in that mysis shrimp into its mouth and eat, which is just super cool to see. Let's feed this green one here next. This little guy here. This guy also. Maybe a little hard to see some of these anemones that are more towards the back. That's just because they're towards the back of the tank. So, and this guy here, this other green one here. Now I've noticed these rock flower anemones, their little tentacles seem to be very sticky, or almost. I don't know if anybody can kind of explain that to me, but I feel like they do hold onto the pipette when I feed. Like they it's almost like an octopus's suction cups. I feel like they suction cup to the pipette, which is weird because I can feel them like pulling at it. Now these guys are all nice and closed up. Let me give this green guy a little bit more. There we go. And then big squirt for the fish. And now we're gonna go feed my Dunkins. This is the first Dunkin we're gonna feed. It is the smaller of the two. This is one of my newest Dunkins, or the newer Dunkin that I got. I got this guy when I got the rock flower anemones and the bubble tip anemones. So for these, I do the same. I know a lot of people will turn off the flow to their tanks. I choose not to. And that's okay, because the fish still eat, the corals still eat, everybody eats. You can see that Dunkin is kind of starting to close up a bit, bringing some of the food into its mouth, or its mouths, because there are multiple heads on there. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same for my bigger Dunkin. Here's the bigger of the two Dunkin. This was my original one that I got from a buddy of mine that actually lives right down the street from me. And this is gonna get the same treatment. We're gonna go ahead, here's my pipette. And it's gonna get some mysis. And it's gonna eat up and get nice and healthy and big. I want nice big colonies of corals. Making a mess here, Jesus. You can see now that is starting to close up. The tentacles have, or the polyps have some mysis shrimp. You can see there at the bottom two of my cleaner shrimp that I added not too long ago in there, looking for some food. Those cleaner shrimp have taken care of my aptasia completely. I don't see any more aptasia in this tank, which is great. Super happy about that. So that was enough food for the saltwater tank. I'm gonna feed the rest of this mysis shrimp to the grow out ultims, because they are clearly not done eating. Look at that. These guys are legit little eating monsters, and I love to see it. That just means these guys are healthy, have good appetites, and will hopefully grow to be monsters that can go into my 180. Now I do have a bunch of fry in the fish room that I have to feed too, which I have not forgotten about. Usually for these guys, I've been pretty good with my live baby brine shrimp. Unfortunately, I haven't reset my hatcheries in the last day or two. In the last 2 days, I have 2 hatcheries and I try to alternate them. So I'm gonna do one of the next best meals, which is decapsulated brine shrimp eggs. I have had them soaking in water. That way they go ahead and sink. So this container here has some Cory fry in there. There's only 2 of them left in there. I think these are the red laser Corys. So they're gonna get a nice little sprinkle of food there. And over, let me move this guy here, the two Lowell Labs fry trays. These guys house this first one here. This guy has my super red bristlenose plecos. There's 2 clutches of those guys in there, so they're gonna get a decent amount of food. We'll toss that in there. And then the one in the back has my lemon blue eye bristlenose fry. There's 1 clutch in there, soon to be 2, because my male is on eggs again, which I am not mad at it at all. But they're gonna get a nice little squirt, 2 squirts of the brine shrimp eggs. Let's move over to my other fry trays and fry boxes. This fry tray here has another 2 fry, which I believe are of my gold lasers. I don't know for sure. Wasn't a big clutch, and again, not many fry in there, so they're gonna get just that little squirt of decapsulated brine shrimp eggs there. Let them find it, and then we can move over to my last fry box. This last fry box here has my black Venezuelan or black Schultz cories, as well as a clutch of my cauliflower / ruby red swordtail fry, project that I'm working on. And these guys, there's a decent amount of fish in here. Not a lot, but I am gonna give more than I gave the other guys, just so I know they're eating. And again, this isn't what I have been normally feeding the fry. I did start with the live baby brine shrimp again, but again, the hatcheries, which are actually right next to us here, I have to reset, so I'm going to take those upstairs and clean them and get them started again. I do one day, and then 24 hours later I will start the other one as well. And that is it for today's video. A nice short sweet video of me feeding all of the fish here in the fish room and my 75-gallon upstairs. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please smash the like button, comment down below, let me know what you think of any of my fish, any of my tanks, and please subscribe to the channel, because we are that close to hitting our goal. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.